Trump just put out a decree declaring either today or yesterday as Americans Killed by Illegal Aliens Day.
Wait.
Dog, did you hear what I just said?
Wait.
Like all of the white people.
You said it was yesterday or
that's the
today?
first thing I thought about, Ed. That's how I know you in my
What day is it?
Thought. It's today, I guess. But guess what today is for Mexican culture? Dia de los Muertos. He a fool.
You know what I thought?
Goddamn fool.
The same day as
today marks Americans Killed by Illegal Aliens Day. How many of these
Y'all got me
people
over here dying.
existed? That's Donald Trump, boo. That's him, because we ain't came up with that. We have not came up with that. That's all. I don't know who helped him with that.
Oh
I
God.
don't know. I'm starting to
Who
think
helped him with that?
I mean, I've been thinking that the Democrats and
His stupid ass
Republicans, they
homies.
all kind of fucking mixed up.
They retarded.
This is a whole minstrel shit show. I can't wait until Tuesday.
It's like we watching the
God.
episode of the Real Housewives of whatever fucking city you want to plug in that shit.
Man, then I was listening to all of this shit they saying about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. They all sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They all sick. It's sad. They got us roped up and they sick.
It's your girl Nibor here with Awkward Menage podcast.
Yeah, we got pod ass around here.
Hot ass right here.
Well, it is Awkward Menage.
Get y'all donations. We take them in singles.
Right. Well, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shuella.
Thank you. I am the illustrious Shuella DeVille. Fashion killer, if you know me. Super nerd to everybody else. Let's get it.
Oh, of course, mercenary to Don in this bitch. You see my name on the screen. It's
AKA the ghost of Awkward Menage past.
Listen, it's not my fault that time and situations just be all fucked up sometimes, okay?
Yeah.
Damn. I just hold all type of shit against a nigga.
It's all good, fam.
Y'all America Junior on this bitch.
Nah, fuck that. We was not with you shooting in the gym. You right. I cannot be like that.
Nope.
I can't be like that. I can't be like Top Cop, Kamala, Sleepy Joe Biden, and Mr. Grab 'em by the pussy. I can't be like that.
I think they all grab 'em by the pussy.
The fucked up part is we don't have anybody to really vote for. It's like voting for the lesser of two idiots and shit.
I'm voting for Kanye. Fuck you, I mean.
I said I'm gonna go to the polls with my voter registration card and write "fuck this shit" on my ballot and cast that shit. Fuck all these niggas.
I'm gonna take a D-For approach to this election and mainly focus on like the propositions and shit at the local level.
That's all I'm doing, but vote down ballot. Fuck that shit at the top.
Right. Like just fuck it. I'm just gonna pick one and go. Like
Gotcha.
Other than that, like fuck it. But
yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of people are probably doing.
In Detroit, they got they have a prosecutor that's actually trying to fuck around and downgrade some of the fucking problems that are going on as far as like what they consider gun crimes and all that type of shit as far as like how they gonna try to push that shit in the city. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm definitely voting for her because Kim Worthy, obviously, she fucked around and she done lost her goddamn mind. She's fucked around at one point. At one point, she decided.
The prosecutor at Kwame to bring down the kingpin of Detroit.
Listen. You got to think about it. At one point, she did decide, like, okay, if it's a crime like a home invasion and nobody got fucked up, like then the police not even responding to this shit.
Right.
So
exactly.
Now it's like somebody's in my house. I gotta kill this motherfucker. Don't let me be a motherfucking felon in possession of a firearm or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's in my house, and I had to kill the motherfucker that invaded my home.
Right.
Because police wasn't gonna show up.
Can you
And
shoot
they
them
found
and
it
then
you.
stab them up in the bullet wound hole so that way it looks like you just stabbed them with a kitchen knife or some shit?
Nah. You know
Nah.
why? Because it's 2020 and they forensics is so out cold
Yeah,
nowadays.
they are.
And they got the
Technology
FBI in
is a
Detroit and
bitch.
shit.
Yeah, you can
The
tell the
Damn.
bullet
FBI shit,
burn. You
they
can tell the
can't.
bullet
Man,
burn
the
from a
shit that
thousand.
drove that blew my mind is I saw Secret Service trucks all around downtown Dallas one day. Like, what the fuck is going on here? They always
And
out
that's
here.
what they still trying to figure out who killed Kennedy 50 years later, 50, 60
How
Yeah.
you can't investigate yourself.
years. Right. That's why they still
How that
looking.
work?
Who's watching the Watchers?
The watchers.
Who's watching the
They
Watchers?
Exactly.
watching
I
each other.
haven't seen it yet. I want to watch it though. I don't even watch TV, but it seems like something I would want to watch.
Oh no, it's not a show or a movie or anything. It's a phrase. Who watches the Watchers? Meaning
Oh, well,
who's
shit, it
watching
should be a
and
show.
regulating the motherfuckers who's supposed to watch and regulate us.
Well, see, technically,
Blackmailers.
they watch us like shit. Like like a motherfucker.
hmm
Which is why you can't move
But
around
this
and
all
breathe.
I want to know. Why you need to watch a person just drive their life into the fucking dirt? Like you really, because that's basically what's
Shit.
happening in America.
They
Ain't
just
too
want to
many
make
people
sure,
really thriving. A lot of
No,
us
no, no,
are
no,
out
no. You
here
said
And
that.
they
You said
watch
that
to make
wrong.
sure
driving
it
our shit
stays
into the
that way.
motherfucking dirt.
That's
Oh,
exactly what
okay.
they
So
watch.
they gotta know when
No.
it's time to run some
See, what y'all
interference.
misunderstanding is this part.
Exactly.
See, you have to understand that it's not necessarily that you're watching the person drive themselves into the dirt. But if you give motherfuckers an opportunity to fuck themselves up constantly
They
because
will.
you don't really give them an opportunity to do anything different, now it's trying to see. It's time to look at it and see if it's working. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
okay.
hmm
So it's a
like
science
they gave us,
experiment.
they gave
It's
all,
time for them
Right,
to
right,
come up
right.
with the results.
We on one
They
big
gotta test their
ass
hypothesis.
they gotta
Yeah, it's
watch.
time for them to get
fucking
the results.
social
Testing
experiment
the
that just
hypothesis.
keeps repeating itself.
Yep.
It's like, okay, how many
Really
motherfuckers?
bad
Let's
one.
stop and think about this. Over this year, you figure you had a few people that more than a few, obviously, but they got that back unemployment money. It was like $8,000, right? Now, how many of those
Mhm.
motherfuckers started businesses? How many of them went and bought a car? How many of them got a place to live? How many people did it? You see what I'm saying? You got
Yeah.
people out here with fucked up brains because it's like, oh well, shit. Let me go get all six different colors of these new pair of Jordans, and did absolutely nothing to help themselves financially in the long run. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, see, if you fuck around and you give a bunch of people that ain't never had shit $1,000, that's gonna seem like a lot of fucking
Yeah.
offer.
The
That
only
seems like a lot of
thing that the money did for me was help me to not slip further into poverty.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
what
because
And
see the
that's what it was supposed to
technically
fucking
that's
do.
what it's supposed to
right.
do.
Thank you. And that's what it was supposed to do.
Right.
So even though
So, I
some of
mean,
it was a stimulus, yeah, I spent a little money because I understand what a stimulus is. It's only a stimulus if we put it back into the economy.
of course.
But the rest of it, nah, hell no. I still got that
But
shit. I
see,
ain't
I'm
about to
talking
lie.
about like you got the stimulus money. Then you started like you had the
Hmm.
people getting the unemployment money. You
That
had
part
like
right
all
there. If y'all ain't still holding on, if
the
y'all ain't spending that unemployment money wisely, that's on you, bro.
now the funny part about it is it's like, okay, if you start a business, like it was perfect timing to start business.
You're not doing shit else.
You got right. Like it's like this is the perfect time to be like, okay, I'm gonna start a cleaning business. I'm gonna go buy
Yeah.
shit. I'm gonna order a shitload of masks off the internet and shit, and we gonna get these cleaning supplies or whatever the fuck we gonna do, right?
Hmm.
And we gonna fuck around. We gonna go get this money. And then, like a couple months later, it was like, okay, if you have a business, we giving you this $10,000 helping fund type of hookup that was going on. So now you done
You
fuck
have to
around.
read the fine print on that shit. They made that
I'm pretty
real
sure,
particular.
but
But who really has that
That's the people that
that
ended up
business
getting.
mindset, that ownership mindset, that
Thank you.
let me
They don't.
work for myself and come up mindset?
honestly,
How many?
drug dealers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Drug dealers
I
and
ain't trying to
prostitutes.
be funny, but I'm gonna tell you who they call Gen Xers.
Yeah,
The young generation, they about to be millionaires instantaneously. Watch.
yeah. I mean, you got to think about how. Like,
They
even
already
like
doing it. They already doing
like,
it. 23-year-old chicks out here came up off selling bundles and stuff like that. Got beauty supplies and shit. They
Yeah.
not playing.
So I
Some of
just
these
read a
you got to
story
think
where a
nonsense.
about.
13-year-old girl just bought a house. She
Thank
flipping
you. I seen that.
houses. Like, what?
Seen that.
13? Okay. I didn't even know you could buy a house so young. That's good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
and
got
you
money. Buy whatever the fuck you want.
you got to think
Yeah,
about
true.
like how many of these people don't do shit but fuck around and play with like graphic design and don't realize that.
That's what I'm saying. One of my
You know what I'm
students
saying?
designed
Yeah,
houses
that's all
on Roblox,
shit.
and she just went. Now she know how to read blueprints. She just got a whole book full of blueprints.
Yeah, I'm about to start scanning and selling my art. And then my son, he's good at that, like Minecraft, Roblox. He does all those mods and stuff. Shit, last year a kid went to a Minecraft building competition and won $30 million for playing fucking
What?
Minecraft. Are you kidding me? I'm a
What?
shit. I don't care what the entry
Ain't that a
fee
bitch?
is. I'm getting that boy in that shit. Shit,
Now,
you
why they
can't
didn't
tell me
have
my
that?
kid ain't gonna make some money.
Why they
That's
didn't
all
have
he
that
do.
shit for like Mortal Kombat 3? Like, I would
Thank
have
you.
been
Right.
rich. You know what I'm saying?
Right, shit. They got all types of tournaments going on now, and some of them are cash
Them
tournaments.
Lego
Shit.
tournaments, yeah.
Yep, it's all
Yeah.
something out here you can do to
Yeah.
make money, and you can't tell me
To
otherwise.
make
And a lot of the
money.
times, yeah, make
That's why I
money.
always tell my students
You
that.
don't
Like,
have the
I know
talent.
some of my
Comes
other students
easy.
work with their
Shit, a
family. They
lot of
like,
this shit you don't even need talent.
Yeah.
That's the bad
they
part.
don't.
Like,
Will and
there's so many
skill.
ways to make money. You can fuck around and jump on Instagram and get enough followers and have people. You can get paid for shit that you put up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how easy it is really to get money out here as long as you know what the fuck.
Okay, well, I'm about to
Yeah,
quit
that's
both of my
very
jobs
true.
and get on YouTube right quick.
Yeah, fuck all that shit. But okay. I still think you should always have that mainstream of income that you know for sure
It's
coming
exactly,
through.
honey.
Like, what the
Exactly.
fuck?
That was only a joke. I wish I would. I am a workaholic, please.
All right. But what I'm about to do here, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna play this track and then talk about some other things. And we only gonna play the track if I can find it. It's in one of these
How
windows.
the fuck we been talking for 30 minutes and you ain't got a cue up? I should light the
Oh
fuck
no,
up.
I do. I just got too many fucking
Oh,
windows open
okay.
at the same damn time. That's my problem.
You
That's the type
sound
of
like
shit I'll be
me.
like, I'm gonna give you your first donation. I'm gonna cash out you a nickel.
You can't even send less than $1. What you talking
Say,
about? Fucking
that
I'll
niggas
say,
dusty
over.
ass
goddamn it.
nigga out of
Don't
here.
ever believe Ed if he say he gonna cash out you anything less than
I'm gonna
$1.
send you a $1.05 and then request $1.
Oh shit.
There we go.
Get your dollar back. They
No,
get your
he
nickel.
fake as hell. He said he was giving you a nickel. He was supposed to send you
Right.
$1 and request 95 cents.
You can't send less than $1 though.
Right.
Oh, well, he hit then.
Right. That's why I said I'm gonna send her $1.05. I'm gonna send her $1.05
Okay,
and
then.
request
There you
$1
go.
back.
There you go. There you go.
Request $1 back.
Y'all a little slow
Well,
this Sunday. It's cool though. It's cool.
You slow every
girl,
day.
I'm
I'm not slow. I'm awkward. Got me fucked up.
There you go. Awkward. Awkwardness rules the
D-For
world.
Scythe looking. Is he trying to get in, D-For?
Oh, I don't know. I'll check while we listen to this track by artist named Foreign Behavior. She is a female artist.
I
The
like that.
track is called Why You Mad. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Hold on. Actually, let's make sure y'all can hear it. All right. Why You Mad? Foreign Behavior.
Why you mad? I don't understand, fam. You grew up with me. Gave you the shirt off my back, now you don't fuck with me. I ain't mad, seen it coming, ain't no trust in me. I say what's on my mind at you, like F. Why you mad? I don't understand, fam. You grew up with me. Gave you the shirt off my back, now you don't fuck with me. I ain't mad, seen it coming, ain't no trust in me. I say what's on my mind at you, like FB. They tell me y'all inquiring about me rhyming, hating on my timing. You must be finna sign me. Guess the date on the salt you bought never expired. I'm the head bitch in charge, so I'm the umpire. Ghetto but classy, nasty like a vixen. It ain't my fault you broke, let the bitch Ayana fix it. Hate me cause I'm steady popping. popping. And niggas steady watching, I'm steady elevating. Y'all steady pillow talking, all that pillow talking got you sleepy. No worries, I'ma wake your game up for this movie. No snooze. First class, got my carry on to check the bag. You're flying spirit, your actions don't match your hashtag. Last time I checked, you the one that took the day off. Ain't no days off, it's like KD up in the playoffs. Getting it out the mud, so I'm down and dirty. Shit on you like I'm a birdie. And bust down like a 30. Why you mad? I don't understand, fam. You grew up with me. Gave you the shirt off my back, now you don't fuck with me. I ain't mad, seen it coming, ain't no trust in me. I say what's on my mind at you like that. Why you mad? I don't understand, fam. You grew up with me. Gave you the shirt off my back, now you don't fuck with me. I ain't mad, seen it coming, ain't no trust in me. I say what's on my mind at you like that. But I ain't worried, shoot your shot. Go get your mans in them. I ain't easing up. I got plans and I ain't canceled. Heard you hanging with the op, you ain't gotta stop. Keep ducking with them bops, let them fuck niggas talk. Stop trying to back dummy, come through the front. I'ma give you what you want, hope you got it tucked. I don't give a fuck, what? Ain't nobody tripping, you pick the side, now stay there. I can give a fuck, but I don't, cause you just lay there. Laughing out loud, y'all funnier than money. All them trips that y'all be taking be on passes with your buddies. Thought the book was over, hell no, I just turned the page. How the fuck I wait too late, I'm grinding till I'm in my grave. Why you mad? I don't understand, fam, you grew up with me. Gave you the shirt off my back, now you don't fuck with me. I ain't mad, seen it coming, ain't no trust in me. I say what's on my mind at you like that. Why you mad? I don't understand, fam, you grew up with me. Gave you the shirt off my back, now you don't fuck with me. I ain't mad, seen it coming, ain't no trust in me. I say what's on my mind at you like FB.
The show. So
I'm fucking with
what
it.
did y'all think about that?
Right.
I'm fucking with it.
Oh, Merz, you sent that shit to me before. She probably got about a good, like,
Mm-hmm.
a good 60 views, 60 views on each video for out my ass.
Yeah.
I'm banging
Hey, yeah,
a bunch of that shit one day riding around.
I'm gonna have to get with her.
I was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I was just gonna say
You
that
fucking
sounds
with
like something
some
that needs to come out my stereo. Yes.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. She's pretty
Because
dope.
that is a legit question that she asking.
Why you mad?
Why are you mad?
And I
You
did
had
what?
we was fucking with each other.
You
And
know
you
what?
switched
And
up. How you mad?
I can't lie. I have asked the same question to a few people myself.
Yeah.
You know,
who has
what's
not?
going on here?
Sometimes
What's up?
real niggas gotta ask real questions.
What's the most fucked up one in your opinion, Ed?
I don't know. This is like, I'm pretty sure that you had one in mind.
So we have
'Cause
how
I read
about
through 'em.
men who date outside of their race or women who date outside of their race, thinking
I
they're
mean, that's
offspring?
always gonna turn into a fucked up topic.
Yeah, you think so?
Always.
It's
Always.
awkward. Let's get it. It's an awkward
In
topic.
America, that will always be a fucked up topic.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, in a lot of other places around
In the world, what do you mean?
the world. Right. That's around the world. That's fucked up everywhere.
That shit ain't going. Not collectively. It's not really collectively accepted in too many places, and that's just
Like
facts.
personally, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If you're happy, be happy.
Mm-hmm.
No, you ain't let her finish.
But do you think someone can truly be fully happy with someone of the opposite race? Oh, right. And the full question was, why do they date outside of their race? And some of them feel like their children, the mixed babies, are going to be the new black race, the new race to step in and usher in. And I honestly feel like they've been pushing for that one. Everybody looked the same skin tone, same everything, you know. One ultimate race.
That ultimately comes down to I don't know if y'all familiar with eugenics.
Yep.
So it's like if you make everything
AKA Planned Parenthood. I'm a chill.
Eugenics and you have eugenics and then it's like, okay, if you fuck around and make the whole world one race, it's kind of hard. That's what like white people are terrified of. Like the whole world becoming mixed race because they feel like they're gonna die out but they are already dying out. But my bad, I said it. But yeah, it's like I think the most fucked up part is like, okay, being the new black people and all of that type of shit. I don't think that's a thing. It's like you got all these black people that's like so fucked up about who they are that it's like, okay, if I have this mixed baby, that this baby is gonna have pretty hair and pretty eyes.
Right. When your eyes and your hair is already motherfucking beautiful. Motherfucker.
Right. So it's not as deep as like it should. Like, people will try to make it out to be. It's just simple stupid shit like that. Like, that's how
Yeah, but then
that's
if you think
what I
about it, for me, if you think about it, the whole fetishism, because that's all it is. It's a
Mm.
fetish for
think.
a lot of people.
And you
The
got to
So,
think of like you got
fetishizing
to think.
of
Gotta think.
yeah.
color and children.
How
Um,
y'all think about
I'm
the
not
dude
sorry
in
to say I
Prince?
wasn't finished, Nibor.
Oh, my bad. Light bulb.
I was just gonna say that I believe that is in alignment with patriarchy due to the fact that men are visual people.
Mm.
That's all. Go ahead.
That
Okay.
my bad. That and the fact that it was like illegal for us to fuck with white women for so
Right,
long.
right. And that was what I
So
was gonna
it's like,
ask. Y'all remember that movie, Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice and be
Yes.
yeah, it
good
was
with the
like,
Weighted
yeah,
Brothers? And the
my
dude, right,
milk
he
a
was
man.
like, I'm just trying to do to the white woman what the white man been doing to us for years. Fuck 'em. I was like,
Right, right, yeah. Uh,
so honestly, I feel like it could
yeah.
be it could be 50-50. Maybe some of them are just trying to have a taste of this forbidden fruit, that
But see,
they've
that's
been
why
told
that's
for
why
so
when she
long they
said
can't have. Some of
the
them might hate
fetishism,
themselves, they hate their race, right? So, and I had that thought too earlier. One that it seems like a lot of us feel more comfortable with our enemy number one than we do amongst ourselves. And then two, I let my kids watch some of the movies, I call them adult friendly kid movies. And I'm just thinking like of the type of movies that they're watching. They always see the white woman who's this down ass chick. She got her man back. She ride or die. And then the black woman is always the loud, crazy, scary, ghetto, just like, oh, it's a handful. So I think it's a lot of factors that play into that question as to why people do it and why they feel the way they do in regards to their children, being better or prettier or whatever the case may be, simply because they're of a mixed race.
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So asinine.
I don't necessarily think that it's more so that we tend to feel more comfortable with our enemy per se. It's I think a lot of it is really like growing up like black. One of those things that you hear a lot is like keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Right.
So
Facts.
it's like, okay, if I can really get close enough to pay attention to an enemy. So it's like I feel like I've always kind of felt like I was infiltrating shit. If I was at a party with a bunch of white motherfuckers, and it was like shit. They giving
Right.
me like they got all the beer in the world and it's like a keg and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna drink all this shit, right? Like like
Yeah,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
drink
yeah.
all this
God.
shit, right?
But you
Just
know what?
because it's there and I'm getting away with drinking up their shit and they feel guilty about something and I know it. So now it's like I've become the enemy at that point. It's like shit.
Right,
Okay.
right. And
Like
you know
shit.
what?
Oh,
Something we've noticed out this way. Frank makes it a point to just try to say what up to all the black men that he comes in contact with on a day-to-day basis. But it
Yeah.
seems like a lot of them, they give him like, all right, whatever, they just pass him off, and then the white man will be the first one to speak, like, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? And it's like there seems to be just this slight disconnect between us as people. Should I can say the same thing about women. I don't have a lot of female friends. Mostly I don't know, maybe I wasn't girly enough. I don't fucking know. I'm too nerdy, too smart. I don't fucking know why. But I just feel like there's this huge disconnect between us as a people, as a race as a whole. Has anyone else
Yeah, it
seen that,
is.
felt that at all?
It
I don't think it's that either. I think what it
is.
is I think part of it is like you know how certain things are just embedded in you genetically that like, you know, you have like memories of shit that you know you wasn't there for and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you have to take into consideration that we all didn't come from the same tribes either. So you have to think about all of the racial mixing that has been forced upon us in
Thank
America.
you.
And the simple fact of I grew up here, you grew up there, it's like if you pay attention to people, we are all extremely territorial. You see what I'm saying? All of
Yep.
us.
Yeah, very true. Shit.
So
Yes.
when I walk past you, let's say I don't recognize you from my neighborhood, I'm kind of looking at you like, who the fuck are you?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm saying hi to you, I don't know if you saying how to get my attention or if you just saying how to be friendly.
Right. Okay.
I don't think it's necessarily a disconnect. It's a trust thing.
I was just gonna say it is a disconnect, but it's an intentional disconnect because we are distrusting.
Right.
So y'all both.
And I don't even think that's intentional. It's like unintentional, but we don't. It's like because
the subconscious mind does that work
the only
at that
thing
point?
I gotta say is 12 years a slave. Period.
Yeah, that too. That'll do it.
He was trusting, wasn't he? He was trusting as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Trusting until he trusted somebody to put him into a situation he had never been actually born into.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts.
So if people watch that movie and they were not just a little less trusting, I don't know what movie they was watching.
Yeah.
Because that's super fast. And it's sad that we are like that, but hopefully, you know, in our next reconstruction of America
that we're going
because it looks like that's what's happening right now. The reconstruction era. It's another one.
Yeah.
And another one.
And another one.
Biggie.
It is what it is. We'll see how that shit go.
Pretty much after every recession. So we got one coming.
Yeah.
We in the middle of one.
Yep.
And people are not trying to even consider, they want to talk about, as we were talking about mixing races and everything, this pertains to that. Everyone wants to, well, not everyone, but certain people want us to focus on immigration as far as Mexicans are concerned when the numbers don't even show that they are and or will be the largest group in America in the next like 30 to 60 years. It's going to be Asians.
Yeah, that's a lot of shit.
What
they said by 2065 the majority of the United States will be Asian.
What puzzles me what really puzzles me
out here in Texas,
like last week.
Okay,
I
so
saw it first in Texas.
The first time I saw that, I was living in Atlanta. I was there for like 6 months. I go down to the Underground Mall, it's downtown, like, you know what I'm saying. And you go downstairs, whatever, and you down there, you know, underground, and it was like, okay, this is weird.
I fuss with the underground. Yeah.
Right. So it was like the Chinese restaurant, it was all black people working. And then the soul food restaurant was all Asians, and it was like backwards as fuck, but I was laughing about it. And mind you, this was in 2004.
Yep. I was just gonna say, if we paid attention and Jackie Chan showed us, they showed us that shit in Rush Hour.
If you go back and watch some of those Bruce Lee movies, I want y'all to pay attention to the music in the movies, right? All of that shit sounds like 70s soul music. Every now and then they throw in like some little Oriental instruments and shit, but if you listen to the rhythms and everything else, that is complete and total fucking soul. Definitely go back and listen. I promise you.
I'm gonna watch Rush Hour again, all of them, just because.
No, you gotta go back. Go back to like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Those old Wu-Tang Clan movies, all of that.
Right.
Pay attention to the music.
Cause I still watch some of those. Okay, I'm gonna have to pay attention. I'm gonna go back. Cause Netflix got a lot of them motherfuckers, some classics on there. So I got you.
I'm telling you, pay attention to the
got you.
movies. Like black culture has been getting
But you
snatched up.
know what? Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. We just had that conversation last week
Look, RZA must have
about
picked up
how
on
we
that too.
owe so many fucking royalties, so much fucking money because every fucking aspect of our culture as a people, as you said,
Hijack.
has been appropriated, hijacked, taken. Yeah.
Stolen.
Well, who had that? Buddy? Buddy made that song Black too. Everybody want to be black, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. And I
Thank
can
you.
say that shit is true. This shit true as fuck. Dave Chappelle coined that first.
Thank you. Like
Paul
James
Mooney.
Baldwin said, to be
Hold
black
on, I'll be back.
and conscious
All
in
right.
America is to be in a constant state of rage.
Yep. Constant state of chaos. She paranoid as a motherfucker. You can't leave the house. I look over your shoulder everywhere you go. Constant
Sad.
target.
And it's like it's one thing if you have to look out for if you know like your enemy has one type of face but for us in particular, we don't know who really rock with us and who don't.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That is very true.
Sad part about it.
I did a somebody asked me to do this, answer some questions for their podcast. And one of the questions was, does white people joining a black movement automatically legitimize that movement? And I'm like, no, and the sad
Nope.
part about it is the first thing I think when a white person tries to align themselves with a black movement is they're either trying
Hijack.
to sabotage it, right, or they're trying
Infiltrate.
to take it over for their personal gain.
Yeah. Mhm. And you know
What's
who
up?
just brought that up? That comedian Bill Burr, and they got mad at
Mm,
him when he just went nuts on that. And then he was like,
wow.
How did BLM become like a white women's suffrage movement? Like the fuck?
Right, right.
Yeah, he got a lot of flack for that. He don't care. He married to a black woman anyway.
I mean, but it's the truth. That's what always happens,
It
right?
is like his whole set was the truth, and they was sick about that shit.
What up, people?
What's up, D-For? How it go?
Hey,
Y'all all
How you
right?
doing? Doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm,
fair.
I'm great. I'm great. I'm over here trying to get it together and shit. Feeling my tiredness. What?
No
What?
problem. I'm very tired as well.
I said my
I'll
tardiness. My
just get
tardiness.
off
Oh,
work.
your tardiness. Oh shit. Well,
Uh,
you know, figured you'd be on CP time.
Yo, I'm glad you brought that up. So I was talking. So I was talking with somebody. I was
that's
talking
low.
with my alumni, and I don't know about you all, but I don't really care for daylight savings time. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, the stove on my clock, the stove on my car radio, all of that shit will remain where it is right now until April of next year.
Okay.
Everybody don't celebrate. Everybody in the United States don't even celebrate daylight or does not honor daylight savings time in the same breath that
Really?
every region in the United States does not honor Martin Luther King Day.
Or Columbus
Okay.
Day. But that's okay, because you always late. I mean, you know, but okay.
Fuck Columbus Day.
Fuck
I
Columbus
don't
Day.
celebrate Martin
I
Luther
was
King
pissed
Day
off
because
they closed the banks. Like, what the fuck are we celebrating this shit for? What
they
about?
don't represent Martin Luther King for everything that he had to say. They want to represent the nonviolent, don't hit back shit. They don't want to talk about how he was fighting people to have,
Hold on, my
how
brother.
he was like fighting
There.
for
Hold on, my brother.
financial
Hey,
equality and shit.
did anybody listen to Busta Rhymes' new album ELE?
Nah, yeah,
Yeah,
but
Or
I
that's
love
he's
ELE
trying
Busta
to
two?
Rhymes.
buy
I
it,
got
and
the
There's
he's trying
this
to buy it.
track. It's pretty decent, but there's this one track that stood out to me. I forgot the name of. I think it's something about being a god. But it's Farrakhan speaking at the beginning of it, and he was like, "Shit, y'all got Martin Luther King Jr. and he was your last chance. Like y'all not gonna get me. I'll give a fuck what y'all do. If y'all kill me, I'm not here by myself. So good
that.
luck." But he pretty much said, "Shit, America is pretty much reaping all of the hatred. Like karma goes around. It's reaping
It
what
does.
it sows right now.
Hey,
That's
but real
And
exactly
see,
quick.
pretty
what's
much
going
what I was
on."
pointing out is they want to talk about when, like the whole the nonviolent side of it, as opposed to the fact that he was actually at one point towards the end fighting for like, equality more so from a financial standpoint. Now that's what the fuck scared the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because as long as they wasn't swinging back and shit, they didn't give a fuck. What you worried about then? He ain't gonna hit you back.
Right.
They was done with
Yeah.
him when he spoke out against the Vietnam War. When he spoke against that was his death sentence.
That's who. Well,
Hey,
yeah.
but look,
Yep. We just
Because they
did.
had a lot on the
Oh, go
line
ahead.
with that shit. And we already knew what we was. What we fucking did the Hiroshima. We lied and said we was never going to test nuclear weapons. Then what the fuck did we do? Tested nuclear weapons. Sank a whole motherfucking island in Hawaii, but Bikini Island. That's where SpongeBob came from. The whole concept of the fucking show. That's why it's called
The
Bikini
bottom of
Bottom.
the motherfucker, nah.
And all of them, I guess, supposed to be the people that was sank in the fucking Bikini Bottom. They done turned into SpongeBob now. I don't know. Whatever that was, I think that was just a sick
Hey,
fucking
shit,
thing
what
to
you
do
think? It's
anyway.
a radioactive
To make
sponge.
a fucking cartoon about some shit like that y'all trying to act like you didn't even do. Man, we be doing some treacherous shit as America.
hey, look, speaking of
Those are facts.
But it ain't nothing worse than what the rest of them
believe this or
doing.
not,
Shit, they are doing it. All the rest of these countries doing that shit too. It's nothing.
Yep.
believe it or
Go
not,
ahead.
daylight savings time was created to get more work out of slaves.
I
I
bet.
believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Talking with an alumni of mine, he said, per his understanding, Benjamin Franklin came up with the concept for the sake of allowing kids to have more time to play outside. That don't even sound
That don't even make
legitimate.
sense. That don't make sense.
Ben Franklin.
That doesn't sound legitimate, especially considering that this is the same guy that our government allowed to be
Look at their own slave.
the face of a country, the face of currency, and he was never even a president. But neither here nor there.
Okay, so in
and that own slave.
1895, George Hudson from New Zealand came up with a modern concept of daylight savings time.
Oh,
He
wow.
proposed a 2-hour time shift so he'd have more after work hours of sunshine to go bug hunting in the summer. Okay.
Either way.
Wait.
That is better than what any of us thought.
To go bug hunting.
That's way better. That's way better.
Yes.
Either way, this just sound like some bullshit.
Oh shit, that's what he said.
Right.
Right.
It's a blanket statement for they created
I want to catch some bugs when I get off work. Let me fuck up everybody else's life because I want to go catch some bugs.
Right. You think he had slaves catching them bugs off his crop?
Probably.
In New Zealand.
But didn't we just get the extra hour?
Slaves everywhere. Shit, it's still slavery. So shit, I wouldn't be surprised.
You can't. It's impossible to say
everybody would disagree with that shit all over the fucking world. Plus some damn bug hunting.
How you save daylight? There's no coupon for saving daylight.
It's called solar panels.
There's no Sunday circular you can find.
That's only daylight savings right there.
It don't work like scientifically. It doesn't fucking work like that. So why do we partake in that shit?
Okay, now I wanted to
because it's forced upon us like every fucking thing else.
Everything else.
I wanted to jump back because I was overhearing something while I was like, out of the stream or whatever, where you were asking like, when white people join the movement, does that legitimize it? And at first I was gonna say no, that typically fucks it up. But then when I thought about the Black Panthers, it was actually a Black Panther that fucked. It was a black person that fucked up the Black Panthers, which takes us back to the beginning of this conversation. As far as like, we stick to the enemy as opposed to our own people and shit. You offer a nigga the right motherfucking amount of money. That's why we fuck around and disregard our own people.
They know we can be bought.
Right, and that's fucked up. But
because they believe everybody can be bought, it ain't just us. It's true.
It's like it's money. Shit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fucked up, but that's what I'm
that's
like.
the rub, y'all.
You got to think about how many white people was running around with motherfucking Black Liberation Army and the fucking Panthers and all of that shit in the 60s and 70s and shit.
Marching
But
right along.
every time the shit got shut the fuck down, it was a black mole. It was never a white one.
Thank you. They knew who to go to.
Right. It was the white people that was running around. They was feeling guilty and shit. So that was that white guilt saving their ass, and then they. You got a nigga coming out the projects or the military or some shit. He came home, realized he wasn't equal, whatever the fuck the shit might have been.
Dead presidents.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's one of my favorite movies, by the way.
They stuck together. They was like, fuck it. They rolled it out to the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but it's true. I mean, shit. It's typically. But see, it's easy. You got to think about this. It's easier to fuck around and destroy something from the inside. And if you got somebody that gained trust, that people they gained their trust and all of that, and you just in there to fuck around and disrupt shit anyway, it's easier for them to fuck around and get that motherfucker on the inside and disrupt shit.
Yep.
Which is like in Chicago and a few other places right now where you got a lot of the gang shit going on. You got these niggas getting backdoored or whatever. Getting backdoored is just one of your niggas pointing out where the fuck you at to one of your ops. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, shit, it's not an uncommon thing. This shit been going on forever.
And that's the crazy part. That go back to what we were saying earlier about Frank speaking to people and them looking at him like, man, what the fuck?
Right.
And we spend so much time looking at all these other people around us and not looking enough at the people who are around us.
Yeah. The company you keep.
That was a double entendre.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, but like I said, that's just
we should.
It's been going. If you look at Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, anybody else's mythology, they history and everything else, this shit has been going on for millennia, not centuries, not decades. This shit has been going
for
on
a long ass.
That's why. But see,
time.
the shit got a lot to do with greed too, though. Sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta spread that shit around, and you gotta try to really get to the hearts of men. Yeah. And if
somebody
you see a
power,
person
somebody want the money.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Even with homosexuality, look at which culture of people have the most artwork, depicting those types of things. Pedophilia, homosexuality. Which gods do we, make it superheroes and comic book characters and shit, So I mean, hey.
See, I know this is none of the topics on here, but you just made me think of something real quick. That's like, okay, like, who was that? Captain Marvel been a dude forever, and all of a sudden, his motherfucker is gender fluid. It's like wow.
I was wondering that.
Yeah, like Captain Marvel had been a man forever. DC character and shit, Captain Marvel was a man, and now it's like they came out with the movie and it was a woman, supposedly, but then they said the motherfucker gender fluid.
That ain't even the biggest upset in comic book world. The biggest upset is portraying Harvey Dent as anything other than a black man.
Harvey was a black man?
Harvey Dent is a black man. Yeah.
Harvey Two-Face.
Right. So like the Two-Face we come to know, like even from the Batman Returns on up, that was all white man. It was Tommy Lee Jones played the Batman Returns.
I mean, shit. Look at when we have movies like
and
The
Dark Knight. What's his name?
Anything that has to do with any type of god of Egypt is who?
Not even gods.
Man, anything.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Elizabeth Taylor was motherfucking Cleopatra.
That's when shit should have just got. That's when TV should have stopped coming out.
But you know what? Egypt isn't even part of Africa anymore. It's an Arab emirate now. It's
okay. Well,
that's why it's been whitewashed.
Emirates, yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that shit.
Yep.
Why Diane Carroll couldn't have been Cleopatra or even Dorothy Dandridge?
Exactly.
Right. Nah, they weren't giving her that role.
Dorothy Dandridge. Do you know how many pretty ass black women was around back then?
I only have one thing to say about that. At the time, never. That's it.
I mean,
Wasn't
shit, you
happening.
got to think about it. This was during like you got to
19
think about
what?
when these. You got to think about when these movies came out too.
Right, 19 what? Like
They were white. Like that gave them the perfect opportunity. Since
Eartha Kitt, another one. She could have done.
Yes.
Yes,
absolutely. Like we had Lena Horne.
Yep.
Plenty of beautiful black women that could have played Cleopatra, but because they were busy whitewashing America at the time.
Hey man, this list will go on, bro. Tarzan is another one.
All day.
Oh, don't even bring it up.
Yeah.
There you go. Man, if we got into it that'll be an 8-hour show. But
Thank you.
I'm just saying, like, we have to understand that we live in America. America was the first ones really banging up, like going hard with the TV shit anyway. So it was like, okay, whitewash the world. Because you can fuck around, you could fuck around and copy those movies and shit. That's why they could put them in different theaters. It wasn't like they was putting.
I got another one for y'all. Cowboys.
What's that?
Cowboys, yeah.
No, Cowboys.
Right.
Oh, we was black.
Cowboy hats, the boots, the horse,
black.
and saddle, and all that
shit. Yeah.
Hey, what was that movie with the that shit was that?
They failed to speak on that. They failed to speak on how many of those buffalo
Blazing Saddles.
Cowboys.
Blazing Saddles.
That movie is my shit.
That shit is hilarious. And the black sheriff rode into town.
Man.
Oh man, that shit was
They all looked at him like a nigga.
Right.
Oh, fuck that. Imagine what it was like for the first nigga that put some spurs on his boots. And I mean, white people was like, who the fuck you think you is?
Right.
You know that was some nigga shit.
Hell yeah, like nigga, I'm fancy as fuck, nigga.
But again, as we stated, and again, we go back to the beginning of the show. As we stated, they've been stealing our shit for
Thank you.
forever.
Wasn't no fashion statement. I mean, them cowboy boots on new.
That was probably a defense mechanism. Motherfucker,
it
walk up
was.
or
He
you
was about
kick that.
to drop kick the
that
somebody.
Listen, black people were smart enough to be like, oh, this horse want to act the fuck up. I kick that bitch back.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Now you can ride another 150 miles while it's sleeping.
One of my favorite movies is Why Do Fools Fall in Love? And like when they get to the part where Little Rich is telling how he met Frankie Lyman and he says, yeah, they stole everything from me, honey. Stole wop bop blue bop wop bam boom, stole my woo. I'm innovative. Once he laid it all out, it really had me thinking about shit like, dog, the world had, society depict that man like he out of his mind and all of that shit. But the nigga really smart,
very
intelligent, highly intelligent, and was accurate in everything he said. The nigga was hitting on shit and dynamics that we couldn't just see off the naked eye.
Because of the way he put it. He was a genius because he created that persona to be able to deliver the message.
Right,
it's like a hidden code. Yeah, he was talking in code. He was one of the first people on code.
Yeah. Y'all gotta think about this too. In music, before Sam Cooke, black people didn't have no control over shit.
Nope.
So if you made an album with your right record company, like whether it was Checker or Chess or whatever the fuck them niggas wanted to be that day, but Etta James and Holland Wolf and all of them, you know what I'm saying? They made these songs. They didn't really make no money other than when they was doing tours and shit.
That's still how it is now.
Yeah, well, I don't understand how that's how it is now because these niggas should know better than to fuck around and sign these contracts.
You would think so,
that's how it is now. Yeah. Poverty.
Oh man, see niggas ain't familiar with the 72-hour rule and shit. Like you don't have to adhere right to a contract right away and shit. You can read it over.
Nope.
You can find it very well, read it over and be like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
But they told y'all how they sign them. They take them to them parties. They drug them. They have their way with them. Then they show the movie. Yeah, then when they go in there to sign the contract, and he be like, "No, this my lawyer said this some bullshit. We need to renegotiate this." And they be like, "Oh, okay," and they showing the video.
You said what now? Your lawyer said what, cuz?
You're right. You know what thing now?
Like, you know, it's this thing called the internet. Shit travel fast as
YouTube
fuck.
World Star.
It'll be over before your
Listen,
shit
with me
starts,
dealing
son.
with music as deep as I was, like I said, for a long time, it was like, you know, I went to a couple parties that was questioned. I was looking around, what the fuck is going on around this bitch? And that was like around
Sus.
niggas that was like major, semi-major. They wasn't like superstar niggas, but they was like probably on their way there and shit at the time. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So there's been some weird shit that I done seen. I won't speak on it. Cause
Don't.
Okay, yeah, that's probably best.
I personally chose to keep my ass out of the situation. You see what I'm saying?
There you
Good,
go.
good.
So it ain't no point in
So
bringing it
like,
up
you
now.
know
You
what?
right.
Right, like, so I might as well. I'm like, nope, fuck it. If I'm gonna keep making music just because I like to make music. I'm not doing this shit necessarily to get rich. I wasn't doing that like that in the first fucking place.
No weirdo
So
shit this way.
right, like, no, you're not
Right.
gonna stick your finger in my butt. Like,
Oh
you know what I'm
shit.
saying? I'm not having that.
I never had that thought, friend. I'm sorry.
Right, like, no, I'm good.
I never had that thought. Yeah. Some people.
Like,
We're getting to the
and I ain't
point
that desperate for
of
money. I'm sorry.
I'll never be that desperate. Yeah, nah.
It's like, you
Nah.
know, I mean, shit, I guess some people be in, like, in the middle with
Too
some
many
dire.
other ways to get bread.
Right, we said that at the beginning of the show too. Shit.
Thank
I mean,
So many ways to make money.
you. Gotta
Ain't
do
a
that.
lot of them ways. You ain't even gotta break the law to do it. You know what
Thank you.
I'm
Don't
saying?
gotta
I
do
mean,
none of that
I
shit.
think the even more fucked up part is, like, nowadays, the artists ain't even doing a good job of hiding.
Nope.
Yeah.
They just get mad. They get mad if somebody fuck around and call them gay or some shit. But for the most part, these niggas, they don't hide it.
Nah.
Obvious
I
as
mean, we
fuck.
made
They
them
don't care to.
comfortable. We made them comfortable. It's fine.
Society made them comfortable. I ain't made no motherfucker.
No, legislation's made that
Yeah.
shit comfortable.
Girl,
Dude.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, that too.
Definitely that D-For.
Mm-hmm.
That man hit the nail on the head with that.
And
one.
that begs the question to ADOS of how are all of these new groups or just different groups who are not here during the antiquity of the United States are getting legislations passed, and we still ain't got no motherfucking legislation passed. This shit is egregiously disrespectful, and that's why
But go
you just have to
vote.
vote.
Your vote's so important. They care. This one cares
They
more than the other one. So go fucking vote, man.
Neither one of them gives a fuck about black people.
It's gonna make a whole bunch
course
more
not.
promises and not really
This is
follow
America.
through. Shit. This
Thank
is
you.
America.
This is America.
Like a
we
few
gotta
years ago.
play that song.
I wish I could remember the
shit.
name of this. I wish I could remember the name of this book. I can't, but it was talking about how like the Arabs are moving to like Canada and shit, and they were forcing all of these different changes in the jobs and all types of stuff as far as like foot baths and this and that.
Oh my.
But it was pretty much like explaining like I'm like, okay, so they're making all of these different changes here, they making these changes there. Ain't not a single fucking change been made for our black ass.
Right.
These motherfuckers came over here willfully. Right.
And start making y'all change y'all laws.
Right. It made y'all change
your
shit.
lives.
But it's like, and I do believe that there were plenty of Aboriginal black people here already.
You can't tell me there weren't when Native Americans
come
as dark as freaking some of these African people do, and a lot of them are ashamed for how dark they are.
Think about this.
It's frowned upon in their community, in their culture.
I have seen so many black people
because of the $5
like this, like if you look at them, you immediately assume that they're just black and shit, right? Like I've seen dark skinned motherfuckers that got like this silky ass hair. You know what I'm saying?
Indians,
Arabs. That's what I'm saying. So that lets you know right there that these are not just like the the typical, like, okay, they popped up from Africa as black people.
Yeah.
Even though if you go to Africa or if you look at shit, because I've never been to Africa, but just looking at pictures, you have people in Africa that have silky ass hair. You don't
Yeah.
just have the ones that they like to show you, like the Bushmen and shit that got the butt
No,
top
East
all over their head.
Africans,
Yeah.
most of them have the silky hair. East
Right, that's what
Africans.
I'm saying. So it's like
Somalia,
it's crazy.
Eritrea,
Yeah.
Ethiopia.
Up until I think in the United States, from what I remember reading, it was like highly looked down on to even bring up Africa in the United States. Period. Like even amongst black people,
Right.
that in
Yeah.
itself should let you know, one, they didn't want you to know shit, and then they succeeded in making us believe that we shouldn't know shit.
Yeah. When
Yep.
I was growing
Like,
up, I swear I remember all life stemming from Africa, but then somehow, it kept moving further and further north.
Hmm.
Where the skin gets fairer and fairer. So
well, so for me, it went the other
Ah,
way.
you mean they moved northwest?
there you
Right.
go.
And see, for me, that's what I was about to say. Like, for me, it went the opposite direction. Like, I learned later in life that the cradle of life and everything, as far as like humans and everything was concerned, was really in Africa. But originally, like, I'll grow up, I'm Christian. The first thing I'm learning is, okay, so some people in the garden are eating some like, looking at where the Bible came from. I'm thinking, like, the Israelis probably was the first motherfucking people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
hmm
The older I got, it was like, okay, no, this is like the cradle of civilization, not necessarily such and such, such and such, which I don't even believe now. Because it's like, okay, so out of nowhere, civilization just pops up in Sumeria. That doesn't make sense.
hmm
It was like, okay, so it was a flood, and then some aliens came and taught niggas shit. No,
Now we got all these pyramids and
now we got pyramids
all this other stuff,
and
advanced
gears,
tools,
and niggas
and
know how to
yeah,
use fire and
they're not
wheels
supposed
and
to
all of this
have
shit.
at that time. But that's what I'm saying. Though, like, why does it have to be when it comes to us as people? Like, why can't we just be that fucking smart or that fucking great? Like, why does it always have to be something else that is fueling it? Like, why?
Because we've
Why?
had, like I said, like when we were talking about like the whole thing about how everybody kind of walks around and looks at each other on the territory level basically. You
Yeah.
have to think about this. Like, even within just inside of black people, you had the Zulus, you had the Moors, you had
Hmm.
hmm
shit, so many different tribes of people that were the shit. They was going to war with each other and then turning around and fuck around fighting off the motherfucking white people that was bringing their asses around trying to steal shit. Like, I mean, so
Yep.
you don't want to tell the people that you fucked around and managed to enslave that
And this is
they
the
pe-
stock
they
that
come
they
from
came.
powerful people that were conquering every fucking thing before they
Right.
got their opportunity. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah, I just
If
watched the
ain't
whole
bad for you.
dissertation about that. This whole dissertation about how Western civilization is solely dependent upon the exploitation of Africa for all of its
That's why.
resources, and we are part of that. Like, so the United
Yeah.
States, Europe entirely,
Yeah. That's why France can say, "Let's go ahead and go get some
and China not.
black people
So,
from Africa and
and
just
China, all of everything over there, the entire
test
rest of the
everything
world is
on them."
dependent upon the exploitation of Africa,
hmm
That's
or
why.
else that
Look,
shit don't
that's
shake.
why. That's why polygamy is frowned upon, yet homosexuality is prided upon.
It's legal. Yeah, that shit weird as hell to me.
hmm
Y'all see me
And that's
drop the
And then
why
they
mic.
it's like
talking about,
Y'all see
nah,
me
that's
drop the mic.
also let's continue this one. Let's keep running with this shit. You actually have a movement right now for fucking pedophiles, which was actually
I was
obviously
just thinking that shit.
some shit that was
Exactly as you were saying it.
clear,
This is my thought.
man. That was clear as day. And like, if you actually read, if you actually go back Terrence even pointed this out. Obviously, I paid way too much attention to history, right?
Yeah.
If you read certain shit and it's telling you like, okay, he took a concubine that was a little boy. Mind you, you just said a he and a he. This wasn't this.
Thank you.
You don't hear this shit in fucking in Africa. Like
Right.
you
Nah.
might hear like, okay, certain tribes
Shit,
had
certain places like in
incestuous
certain
relations.
places in Africa, that shit is
That's where you
illegal.
go, but
You will
yeah,
die if they
but like
find
you,
out
They
you're
just talking
like, what
about
the
homosexual.
that
fuck?
shit.
Like Islam, that shit, old shit from Islam will tell you like, nigga, you do not lay with the same motherfucker. Like you don't do that.
Nah.
Christianity originally says that, but now apparently you can be a gay pastor.
Mm.
So that lets you know that Christianity changed like fucking draws.
And look, that's
Oh,
what really,
that's
that's
Borat
what
again. That pastor shit. They made it seem
Yeah.
like the baby that she actually swallowed from a cupcake came from her dad, and that nigga was more concerned. Like she said when she told me about it, he was more concerned with him not wanting her to have
Her
an
to have an abortion.
abortion than how the baby actually got
Baby
inside of
had
her.
got it. Yeah.
And it was to his understanding that the father got the daughter pregnant. He didn't give a fuck about it.
Nope.
Doesn't matter how we got to this point. We're here now.
Right.
look.
It's
Now, if
sad.
y'all think about it, with the shit y'all was saying earlier about the music industry and how people get, you know, how they get inducted into it and whatnot, it's the same way, you know, that's going on with legislations. Somebody got the tape. Therefore, certain laws are being passed so that people can protect their privacy and shit and what they like to do behind closed doors because
Stays
somebody
behind
got
closed
that tape.
doors. Yeah,
Thank
Right.
you.
very true.
Somebody got the tape.
They got
son.
that tape.
Very
Somebody,
true.
listen,
They
wait,
got
look.
the tape.
What's her name? What was her name? Karen or Corinne Steffens, the one that did the video vixen shit?
Yep.
Like, nigga,
Oh yeah.
think about
Yep.
how many motherfuckers was mad because she put all the motherfuckers on blast.
Had
Like,
to
think
do
about
it.
Let's
that.
go further that. Hold on, let's
Everybody was
further that.
mad. Everybody mad.
Let's further
Nigga,
that.
they
Niggas who
documented it.
ain't even getting no head was mad. How?
Right, nigga, they
Yo,
was mad because they didn't get no
Oh
head.
shit! Right, like this nigga got some, but I didn't.
Too
They
tight,
was mad.
okay?
They was mad 'cause they get their dick sucked by a superhead, nigga. They was like shit. But it's like, nigga,
Oh
like,
shit!
it was funny though, because at first she wasn't even saying nobody's name. She was calling niggas nicknames
Nope.
like Papa and shit. And
Yeah.
but these niggas came out the woodwork and told on themselves.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
So that's why they
Yep.
don't want shit being documented because they know it's about them and their ego's too big to shut the fuck up about it.
Better get them NDAs tight, motherfucker.
That's what good. That's what Jay-Z wants.
That's all it boils down to. Get that shit tight. Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I'm tired. We went a little
Me
over
too.
time. Gotta
We're
work
on going
tomorrow, like a
too
lot of
long.
us.
Hey,
Anybody have any final thoughts on anything we discussed?
Read the contract.
oh,
Wait 72 hours like D-For said with your lawyer. Just wait that shit out. Do not get involved. Don't
And
get
I
no
don't give a
tape
fuck
on.
how much money it costs. Actually get a lawyer. Shit, free
Thank
legal
you.
aid in every state. See if they will read that shit for you.
Read the contracts, baby.
speaking of contracts, let me go ahead. This is my final thought. Quit cutting in the fucking ice cube and pay attention
Thank
to what
you.
the contract with Black America is. And because he spoke to both parties, that should work for your dumb ass because
Right.
That's
he's
It
politics.
making
wasn't one-sided.
Stupid. It's
he
politics. Bipartisan.
he chose to make it neutral so it could work for whoever the fuck ends up in office. We know it's gonna be a Democrat or
Right,
Republican.
exactly.
We
Right.
ain't never seen in my lifetime. I ain't never seen an independent shit in the office.
Nah.
So
You're not about to. It don't work like
Mm-mm.
that. The electoral college don't got no
so
room for that
we're
shit. They
calling
decide that
we're
later.
calling that man a coon because that man did what he was supposed to do, and he actually met with people that actually make differences, legislators and everything else in the cabinet, and the people
And
that
y'all
might
just
be
run
coming
y'all fucking mouth.
in. And if you're gonna have something to say, and don't get me wrong, you got the right even if you don't go vote because you live here, goddammit. But at the same time, Don't sit up there and talk about who not to vote for and who to vote for and all this shit if
Thank
you ain't
you.
gonna take your ass out there and vote. Just shut the fuck
Don't
up and
even
live
say
with your
shit.
consequences the way you gonna live with them without having shit on that level. You see what I'm saying? But as far as like how the
Yeah.
fuck you end up living in the process, shit, you got a local government. D-For says it's consistent. You got motherfuckers that you can write to. You got people you can set up meetings with and everything.
Phone
Go ahead and get out there
calls,
and do that.
city hall meetings
All of that.
Absolutely.
happen. Yeah.
Go to
Do
them.
that. If you in New York, start off with your alderman. That nigga's right there in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Quit with the bullshit, Black America. Because we can't
Thank
just
you.
keep getting mad because somebody shot if a police officer shot a nigga that was running at him with a knife. I'd have shot his ass too. And I'm not a police officer. So, I mean, shit, there you go.
All
They
right.
could have tased my man and stuff.
Man, listen.
I'm talking shit. I
Motherfuckers don't know
don't
what
have nothing to say
non-lethal
one way.
Listen,
Yeah.
takedown
only
is.
reason I say, like, okay, they could have tased him. But I done seen too many videos where, like, okay, they fired a taser and that bitch don't act right. Like, it's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
they got faulty ass tasers, so now you still got a nigga with this 3 feet of your ass about to fuck around and cut your fucking head off. You see
Yeah.
what I'm
Well, in
saying?
that case, you might have to.
Right, like you got to think about like a motherfucker running at you. This is like if he's running towards you, I don't give a fuck if you a police officer, you a fucking schoolyard kid, there's a gun laying next to you, and the motherfucker running at you, and you feel threatened, shoot their ass. Like fuck it, like nigga, I'm not about to keep fucking around and like no, fuck that. I cannot condone motherfuckers doing stupid shit. Maybe
No,
like
we
the
don't condone them doing stupid shit. Like in
police,
situations like
police
that,
do
you
not
have to know that you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and that's what you're
right,
saying. That's your whole point.
right. The
Understand that what you're doing
police
may
don't
have fatal consequences
discriminate.
because
They
you
don't
know
know
who
how to
you
tell the
fucking with.
difference.
Right?
They
First
don't
of
know
Yeah,
how to
you
tell the
know who you
difference.
first
fucking
of
Yeah.
with.
all,
But
and I don't like police, but police do not know when they pull up to your motherfucking house that this person has a mental issue.
Nah.
yeah, they don't. It's sad. I saw a picture on Facebook, and my dude said he saw a house like that too, where they had to have a sign saying someone with autism lives here. This is how
Yeah.
they'll react to certain things. He's
Right.
black. Please don't kill him. Like that's sad as fuck.
Yeah.
But my final thoughts are: I wish we had actual black leaders. You know, people who actually know what it is to live in the streets, like still live in the hood and not turned Hollywood, no matter who the fuck
Thank
they
you.
are. Like, we need real black leaders. Like, it's great that, we have all these celebrities going to talk to the president, but who is actually in the shit today that really knows what's going on and can really advocate for the people? We
Shit,
need
be one.
somebody like that.
Be one.
That's what we need.
Okay.
I'm telling you to be one.
Oh, me,
Okay.
maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays
That's
Mhm.
what I'm
of
saying.
every week.
You don't necessarily have to be on the ground 24 hours a day. You
Nah,
fuck around just like when you did this podcast and you get us out here speaking our minds and shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like a lot more people should do. Like, no matter what it is, what it is you do, just do something.
Put
Do
it
something.
together. Like you did your little mission
Yeah.
statement and everything for this shit. Do it the same way,
Yeah.
just like little organization or whatever. Get enough people. All you gotta do is come across like hit a city council meeting.
Mhm.
Police don't like me. That's why I don't go to city council meetings and shit. Cause they'll be like, yeah, he got a warrant from like 30 years ago that just popped
See.
up
Right.
out of
Yeah.
nowhere and shit.
Very true. Very true.
So
Very,
that's why I
very
don't
true. Oh
Well,
yeah.
my
Just
final
wait.
thought.
That's all I
My
say.
my final thought, ladies and gentlemen, is long after election day, just know that it'd be in your best interest to read up on whomever it is you choose to support, regardless of their political affiliation. And furthermore, if
Mhm.
anything, we need to vote that these random text messages that come through to our
Mhm.
phone be ceased and desist. That shit is
Hello.
Damn. Wait, y'all
man.
getting text
Oh my
messages? I
god.
get mail. I'm
that
glad they
shit
not
is
texting me
bad.
Oh,
then.
I
Damn,
No,
I'm
got
I
text
was getting
lucky.
messages.
listen, I was getting text messages from like 15, 16 different motherfuckers, the different
Yeah.
organizations that I've
Damn.
never had connection
Don't know what they are,
Me
who they
neither.
are.
Exactly. Talking about unsubscribe. Bitch, I didn't subscribe. Why the fuck I
I didn't
gotta
subscribe in the
unsubscribe?
first place.
Right.
So what does that say though?
Stop
Like
spamming people.
who's selling our info? Because how is it these people
Shit,
like coming?
y'all don't read the disclosure that they
Cell
give you
phone
for what
company.
all these different apps you have in your phone and all these different games and things you play have access to?
Man,
Shit,
fuck that.
Facebook, all this shit, Google, everybody's selling your shit. What you talking about? This
Like,
is America, as we have a great night.
Absolutely.
Peace.
I'm about to get tatted.
mm,
Good night, y'all.